How's it going, everyone? This is Brad Williams with Over 40 Fitness Hacks. I have my new season co-star with me, Tricia Nelson with Heal Your Hunger. How's it going, Tricia?
Awesome. Good to be here.
Yeah, thanks for being on our show.
Sure thing. Good to meet you and be a part of this.
Absolutely. So, as my audience knows, every time I get a new person on the show, we kind of like to dive in and see how you got into what you've been doing. Tricia Nelson, everyone, is a emotional eating expert. She's author of Heal Your Hunger, happens to be her company's name as well. But, however far back you want to go, Tricia, how you got into this, 10, 15, 20 years, everyone's different. So I'll let you take it away.
Okay, you're asking for it. I'm going to go back to when I was 3, in fact.
There you go.
So, I was an emotional eater from the get-go. And I, of course, didn't know that, and most people don't even realize they're emotional eaters, but I thought I just like food. I love to eat. I love to cook. I love to serve it to other people, go out to dinner. Food was just a big highlight for me. And it wouldn't have been a problem except for the fact that I gained weight really easily. So starting in adolescence, I was packing on pounds. And by age 21, I was 50 pounds overweight. And so that was a pretty miserable experience for me. And especially because I tried starting at age 13 or 14, I was dieting. So I was trying to diet, control what I ate, crazy diets, crazy exercise plans. Pills and potions and lotions. So I was really going at it because I felt so, out of control and unable to really get a handle on it. So, I could lose weight for a period of time. You go on a diet, you're like, I'm doing it, looking good, feeling good,
Yeah,
So you got that rush, that new diet rush, but it pales. And so after a little while, it would get hard. And then I'd be like, I can't keep doing this. I can't keep doing it. And it's hard. And I miss my food, And so I'd go back to the chocolate, the ice cream, the crackers, Doritos, whatever. So it was this yo-yo dieting syndrome. And basically I had I would literally yo-yo 30 pounds or so. So I'd be up 30, down 20, up 10, down 20, and this kind of thing. And I had 5 different sizes of pants in my closet because I never knew what size I'd be. And my skinny jeans would collect a lot of dust because I basically was hoping that I'd get back there, but it was very rare.
Yeah.
So that was kind of the saga for me, and it was super frustrating. And I felt like a total loser. I was like, God, other people have success. I can't do it. And I was a binge eater as well. And so I wouldn't intend to binge, but since I had bought a whole package of cookies, I had bought, the thing of ice cream, the bag of chips, I would end up eating almost all of it, if not all of it. Then I would feel totally sick, so mad at myself. I overshot the mark. It wasn't fun anymore because I was feeling disgusting. And then I'd have all the self-recrimination. Why did you do that? Mm-hmm. Damn it, Tricia, you did it again, and what's wrong with you? Why can't you get it together? And then the next day it's okay, I'm going to be good. I'm going to be good. We're going to do it. And so this is how it went. And I tried starving myself. I tried to be bulimic, but I couldn't throw up. So thank God. But
it seems to be the cycle of going one extreme to the other.
Yeah. And so it's disordered eating, to me it's really emotional eating. And I use the words emotional eating as really the umbrella term for it, because it's any kind of disordered eating is driven by your emotions, mm-hmm. And we can get into that. But basically, I didn't know I was an emotional eater, but when I learned about the term emotional eating, at first I thought I just liked food, but then I started to observe, I'd go out to lunch with my friends and, we'd order a sandwich and it would come with fries. They'd eat their sandwich and pick up their fries. I'd be like, why wouldn't you eat all those fries? So I'd eat
the best part.
I know. And I'd eat my fries and pick up my sandwich. And so I realized I'm not normal. What I do with food is not normal. And certainly the obsession I had with food, that's a whole nother thing. Mm-hmm. It's not just the eating of the food. It's planning to eat. When am I going to get my stuff and my stash? And, when I'm going to be alone so I can eat how I really want to eat? And how am I going to get this off of my body after I've just done damage? What am I going to do to quickly lose weight? What hack can I do? So it's like this all-consuming experience, which completely took me out of the present moment. Like, I'd be with friends and I'd be smiling and nodding, and I would not be present. Like, I'm like, God, if they only knew, I missed half of what they just said because I'm thinking about chocolate, So that was kind of how,
pantry.
So that's how it went for me. And it wasn't until I kind of hit this bottom where I thought to myself, I cannot keep doing this. Like, I've done this this up and down yo-yo thing for so long, and there's got to be a better way. And which I think was a prayer in and of itself, And so thankfully, not long after that, I met somebody who had been obese, lost the weight, and was more of a spiritual healer. And this person showed me how to get off the diet track and start going deeper and dealing with the underlying causes. And honestly, Brad, that changed everything for me. And I started to take that deeper journey, deal with my stuff, stress, get self-care habits in place that, helped me just manage my emotions better. And all that resulted in being able to, keep the weight off in a sustainable way.
And what age was that when that happened?
Super young, like literally in my early 20s.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, which is interesting because most of my clients are older, they're 40 and above, like you, and so, and I think that's mostly, I was just blessed. I was blessed to just be like fed up. So like to be going at it so hard to get really, early on to get the message, this cycle, yeah, I can do it the rest of my life, but it's it's not going to get me where I would need to go. It's unhealthy, the yo-yo syndrome. So I was very blessed. And I started, when I found a solution, I started helping others right away and showing them, I worked with my mentor to help others for many years. And then I founded Heal Your Hunger to do this, online with people. And I really codified what I was taught into a very specific step-by-step system. But it's usually people who are older who get fed up. It's not most people in their 20s who are like, I'm going to go deeper and deal with emotional eating. It's like, no, I'm going to join a gym. I'm going to get on the diet. I'm going to do the next new diet, and get the weight off. But you have to do that several times over. You have to hit your head against the wall several times to be like, you know what? Something's not working. And unfortunately, you have to beat your body up for a while with that, yo-yo syndrome, that obsession, that, numerous failed attempts before you really want to take a different tack. And so usually that's why people end up being older when they reach out to me, because they're like, okay, enough's enough. Let's do something different.
Or they don't even know that's an issue, and there's someone out there that can help them. That's part of the culture of fitness, is getting the message out there. And, with people with all these specific problems, you have to know there's an answer too.
Absolutely. So thanks for having me on.
Yeah. I was surprised, kind of what I would think emotional eating would be more in like the high school time slot, but you're saying it's more like over 40 have more of the problems, or over
no.
more of the people that are coming to you?
Yes, that's when people are waking up. No, the emotional eating starts way back. And honestly, I think most people are hardwired to have an emotional connection with food. So I just indict everybody, and I'm like, look, we're all emotional eaters, but there's a spectrum. Like, not everybody's, on the high end of the spectrum, which is where I was. I consider us all kind of base level, as we have the propensity to go overboard. Not everybody does all the time, but we all can eat the whole bag of chips now and then, and so we're all we can be emotional eaters, but that's the low end of the spectrum. And the high end of the spectrum is food addiction, which is where I lived. And really what qualifies where somebody is on that spectrum are two things. One is the level of control somebody has. Like, can they course correct? Can they be like, okay, pants are getting snug, I'm going to do something about this. I'm going to go to the gym extra, I'm going to cut out sweets. Boom, 5 pounds are off. I'm feeling better. So that's somebody who has a lot of control. They're on the low end of the spectrum. Somebody who doesn't have a lot of control, and that's like low control and not too many, high control, not too many consequences. So control and consequences is what really determines where you are on the spectrum. If you're on the high end of the spectrum, you have a lot of consequences, especially if you're older. If you've been on the cycle for a long time, you've got health issues on account of it. You have joint pain. You have prediabetes or diabetes, all autoimmune issues, gut issues. The consequences really mount, they get greater, know? So basically that's, they have more consequences and little control, where they can't just course correct, and so that's really, really important, is that, somebody who has very little control is going to go into like this sort of dark place with their eating. And this was me, like binging. It's a very demoralizing experience. Binging, it creates feelings of depression, low self-esteem, low libido, all kinds of things. So that's when the consequences really mount up. And if you can't just course correct and you it's like a 2-week journey to hell, then somebody more in the, and I do have a quiz on my website that can help somebody determine literally where they are in that spectrum.
Wow. Yeah, and it's so sad that, most of the stuff does happen as we're growing, we're younger, and they're not people. We just aren't mature enough to even handle this, and you get in dig such a deep hole with all this emotionalness and problems of life that, and look, it takes them all the way up to their 40s, like you're saying, to finally, come and see you. Like, how long does that take to undo what they've done for, 30 years?
Yeah, the damage to your body, our bodies are amazing and they can recover, for sure, to a degree. I have people coming to me, and because I've laid it out in a very specific system, they take to it really quickly and it changes their life really quickly. So that's the good news, is somebody can totally turn things around. Not that it's not work, not that it doesn't take time to heal, but because I've created a step-by-step system. It's like, do this and you will get results. Like, you'll begin to lose weight. You won't, like, if you stop emotional eating, you're going to lose weight. So you don't have to diet. Mm-hmm. You have to become aware of when you're reaching for food for emotional reasons, and you have to, have self-care habits that will help you, reduce your stress. So you're not running around like a chicken with your head cut off, which leads to overeating because you're not taking time for meals. You're stressed out, you've got adrenal burnout and all this kind of thing. So, but it can turn around really, really quickly when you have a blueprint.
So, yeah. Well, cool. Tricia, how can some of my audience get a hold of you? Do you have a website, social media, I'm sure?
You bet. You can reach me through healyourhunger.com, HEAL, healyourhunger.com. I'm also on Instagram at Tricia Nelson _ at the end of Nelson. And I do lots of posting for support. But you can, through my website, you can access my book. You can access my TEDx talk that just came out. You can take that free quiz that I talked about to find out if you're an emotional eater or a food addict, and where you are in between, if you're somewhere in between. So everything's there. My podcast too. I have a podcast called the Heal Your Hunger Show, where I go deep and talk about lots of this different stuff we've just brought up today.
Very cool. Well, awesome. And my audience knows I'll always put all the info in the description and the details, so they can just click on the links and get to you. But
awesome.
Tricia, thanks so much for being on our show. Really appreciate it. And
thank you for having me.
Yeah. And hopefully one day we'll get you back on again.
Okay. Thanks so much.
You got it.